Hey guys, it's Carl. Super quick vid on the HomePod 2nd gen. This was the last Apple product announced from their January announcements. We had the MacBook Pro, the 14/16-inch, the Mac Mini, and of course, the 2nd gen HomePod, which actually hasn't received an update in years now. I actually still have my OG HomePods. I actually asked on Twitter whether people still use them. I know they're technically not supported anymore. There are quite a few of you, and to be honest, I do like my HomePods. I still use them on a regular basis. At home, I've got them paired in a stereo option, but this is the brand new one. Nice to see that we have a brand new update for them. So just like the last gen, they still come in 2 color options, slightly modified for the darker one. That does come in midnight, as well as the white, which you see here. So we'll quickly do an unboxing. I technically unboxed one already and set them up at home. I kept one here just to show off what comes inside of the box. Pretty simple stuff. We just very simply have the HomePod up top. And the first thing that I did notice, the back cable is actually detachable now. On the 1st gen, as well as on the HomePod Mini, those are kind of stuck in place. So it's not gonna make or break your experience, but it's actually nicer for this unboxing. Just keeps the cable management a bit easier on my end. We've also just got the user manuals, warranty info, and like I said, that cable, which will vary on what region you're in. And that is all inside of the box. So they retail for $299 US, $399 Canadian. And at a glance, they look almost identical to the 1st gen in terms of the overall size, the form factor, maybe slight differences up top where we have the actual new screen. It sits a little bit more recessed, and we actually see the plus and minus button compared to the just flush on the 1st gen. On the bottom, I actually just got to remove this here. That's where you'll see another key design difference. So on the 1st gen, we have a bit of a cutout, whereas on the 2nd gen, it's just a bit more flush to sit on the table. Internally, there's a couple differences as well. We actually have one less tweeter on the 2nd gen, so 5 versus 6. We've also got the S7 chip inside, the subwoofer, which can move the driver 20 mils. We also have a new 4-mic array and a new system sensing mechanism inside, so that can actually listen to alarms or smoke alarms going off in your house and send an alert to your iPhone or your iPad, which is really dope. But to set these up, super simple. You just need to download the latest iOS, so 16.3. Just place your iPhone or your device close to the HomePod. It will register and you can get them paired up, and within, I would say, 10 seconds, I was already bumping some music. And in my first listening impressions, I know that audio is always tough to portray over video. I'm not technically an audiophile. I can't really tell you the true depths of what I'm hearing, but even compared to the 1st gen, which I thought sounded pretty good, even though it has less tweeters than the 1st gen, the sound on this was pretty good. It was great, actually. I was listening to a couple songs on Apple Music, even though it's not my preferred streaming platform. I'm usually over on Spotify. It sounded great. And I actually then paired them to my Apple TV and used these as a stereo pair. So that's always the nice option. You can kind of pair them in your home cinema setup if you don't have a dedicated soundbar. One thing that kind of bothered me, if you own, say, one of the 1st gens and one of the 2nd gens, you can't pair these as a stereo pair. You can either just do the 2nd gens on their own or the 1st gens on their own. That is the one downside, and since these aren't supported anymore or aren't updated, these have become relic devices. So if you just own one and you want to pair them right now, unfortunately, you'll just have to buy one off of eBay or just kind of get one off a friend, anyone that has one kicking around like myself. I've got the 2 and I'll hold on to them. And just one thing to keep in mind, if you do transfer them to a different Wi-Fi network, you just need to reset them up, because I did initially set them up at home. Now we're in the studio to record this video. I got a little notification on the Home app that it's not paired to the correct network. But overall, I would say it's a welcome update to the HomePod line. Siri, I would still say, is sometimes a hit or miss. So, hey Siri, is Manchester United the best team on earth?
I found some web results. I can show them if you ask again from your iPhone.
Hey Siri, tell me a joke.
What's big and red and wiggles in the sky?
What?
A jellycopter.
A jellycopter? Anyways, I'm sure you guys have your opinions on Siri. Obviously useful for telling you just simple things like what the weather is or when your favorite sports team is gonna play next. My home automation isn't that in depth to actually utilize these to say start actual tasks or to start proper sequences. I know that people love their home tech, love voice assistants, but yeah, maybe I'm just not quite there yet. Perhaps I'll just dive a bit more in depth this year. Anyways, this was your very first quick look unboxing at the brand new 2nd gen HomePods. If you have any more questions, leave them down below in the comments. I'm sure I can answer them. And if you're picking one up, are you gonna grab one in white or the midnight? Catch the rest of you in one of my next vids. Peace!